Morning, y'all. Long time no see, I know. This morning, just a little Sam's blend and the Dr. Grabo Big Pipe. Oh man, it's been a heck of a summer. Just very busy. Ended up having to move my grandfather to a skilled nursing facility to recover after a lot of turmoil. Still battling this thing called orthostatic hypotension. It's not fun, man. Not something you want to see anybody go through, that kind of thing. Basically, layman's terms, before you guys go Google it, anytime he stands up, his blood pressure would just bottom out. Now they got him on 2 blood pressure medications, and he's been improving, thank God. So I thank y'all for all your prayers. I ask you to continue them. Personally, I think I've been doing is saying in order to, because I have no control over any of this. Is been saying the novena to the Sacred Heart of Jesus. If you want to Google that, it's pretty awesome prayer. But yeah, it's just been very busy. I had very little time to do anything like this, so this morning is very appreciated. If you have not tried Sam's Blend, it is very good. I personally want to find a way to make this on my own, because it's it's really very simple. It seems to me it's like chocolate Cavendish, burley-ish with Latakia. It's not very complicated. Very light cocoa Cavendish, so with a light Latakia. It's kind of expensive to buy it in tin over. There's no bulk of it, so if I could find some cheap bulk blends to make something close to it, that'd be pretty good. Oh, anyway, I had an interesting day yesterday. Just figured I'd come on and talk to y'all about it the best way that I know how, with pipe. So, being a good Catholic boy, and if you guys don't want to listen to anything spiritual, whatever, this is your warning. Being a good Catholic boy, I go to confession at least once a month. I try to at least once a month. Should go maybe a little more often. But yesterday I went down to my usual place where I go to confession, and something weird happened. I was pouring down rain. I walked in behind my priest, my friend, and I see this dude laid out on the floor. Now, I'm not going to go into every detail about what happened there, because it's not important, But what I will tell you is that the man was very troubled because he had engaged in some activity that is not Christian. And in fact, very occult-like or demonic, Now, what I'll tell you is that my priest is a champ, and he used to deal with things like this on a daily basis. And he didn't give the thing time nor day. He just, very matter-of-factly handled the young man, handled the issue. And when we walked into confessional, he told me, he said, demons don't get the cut in line. Kind of made me laugh, and he said, he's a little profane about it in a sense. He said, they don't get to boss me around, right? And I think that's a sign for all of us. Something that we can all take away from that. It's a very, very empowering moment for me as a Christian, to see someone handle something like that, because we're so afraid, right? So afraid of all these things that can be bad or evil or whatever. There's nothing more powerful than your God, my God. There's nothing. And this summer, through power of prayer and everything I've tried to do, I tried real hard to do things for my grandfather, to no avail. But the minute I start praying, the minute everything everything seems to be okay. I become okay. He becomes okay. Right? The minute I ask for other people's prayers is the minute that I start to just feel better. Right? It's not necessarily saying things get improved. Right? Like he's absolutely 100% better. But things get better. Now, God's not a genie. And he's not going to heal my grandfather just because I want him to, in a sense of like, I mean, he could, right? He very well could, if he wants to, and if it's his will, he will. You know, I understand that. He's not my genie. He's not going to bend his will to mine because I said so, right? But I know he loves me. And I know he hurts when I hurt. I know he rejoices when I rejoice, especially if it's something good, right? Not something evil. But if you guys are afraid of anything, be afraid to leave your God. Don't be afraid of anything that's out there. Be afraid of people who are different than you. Don't be afraid of people who are doing bad things and bad stuff and all this stuff. You know, number one thing that anything outside of God wants you to do is engage in hatred. You know, that doesn't mean you have to agree with everything somebody does. You can hate evil, right? I deal with evil on a daily basis. I deal with evil that other people do to one another for my job. And I hate it. And I profane it. And that's okay. Because that's the only thing that deserves profanity, is evil, right? Not the human being who's engaged in it, but the evil that comes from whatever they're engaged in. And there's a difference. And those of you who deal with evil on a daily basis understand what I mean by that. But my main message is today for you guys, the main thing I've learned this summer is to rejoice in your God. Because there's nothing more powerful than him. All right. You guys have a great day.